We've been practicing together for the last several days, you know, putting in a good amount of work to prepare properly so we can perform properly.
I think we both work well. I mean, I know he's a potting machine, so I just leave him anywhere. I just have to concentrate on playing my shots. He'll do his thing.
I've played Daryl and Chris a hell of a lot of times in my life, so I know the game's inside out. You know, they're very good players, but hey, listen, it's always on the day. It's not what you did in the past.
We played India players as individuals, never played them as a team. We know they both can play, both talented players, so we just got to try and concentrate on our game.
The World Cup of Pool is something we look forward to every year. It's a great event, and to tell you the truth, I actually took a year off since the last World Cup of Pool, so I needed something like this to come bring me back to playing again, and looking forward to it.
To play on live television is obviously great, and it adds more pressure to the situation. But obviously, like Daryl said, India are a very good team, talented players, but we're talented as well, and anything can happen on the day.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the arena for their first round match. Here is Team England B. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Team India.
Will it be the same as this summer's Test cricket series? India making a good start, but England prevailing in the end. With me in the commentary box, Ted Lerner, and also, I'm very pleased to say, the former world 8-ball champion Carl Boyes making his commentary debut.
Thanks, Phil. It's truly an honour to be sat next to you two great legends in the commentary box.
You know, Carl, a member of England Team A, and they just scraped by. Lucky you still got to play again. I mean, you guys almost, you know, you should have actually been out. I mean, by any way of reading that match, you guys were on your way out.
Yeah, I mean, Spain obviously had a fantastic opportunity in the last frame. Luckily for us, David missed the 4-ball, and we managed to dodge a bullet. So it was definitely our lucky day.
And now we get to watch Team
England
England
win the
B.
lag.
They win the lag, much to the delight of the crowd here. It's Chris
A
Melling
race to 7 racks. First rack, England to break.
and his partner Daryl Peach, a formidable squad.
Let's see how Chris gets off with a break here. Usually is a fantastic cut breaker. And there you see it, very good break. Unlucky the cue ball get kicked up table. But the 2 balls come up, and very nice layout to start the match.
Yeah, that 1 ball keeps going towards the side, so that's almost a guarantee. Of course, it doesn't always go in, but it always goes towards the side when you break from the side. And shot on the 2, and England B looking for a nice start here.
England B doesn't ring true with me, because they would be the A team very much so, with the vast majority of nations here. It just goes to prove the strength in depth of the English pool at the moment. 20 years ago, the current level of pool in this country, well, you would never believe it.
No, I mean, obviously a lot of the English 8-ball pool players have swapped over, myself, Darren and Chris. And, you know, we've got off to a good start in the 9-ball, and like you say, it's very strong in England right now.
Both these guys, Chris and Daryl, play at a really nice pace, especially Chris, so they're not going to have any problems adjusting to each other's game, will they?
No, I mean, to be honest, they gel very well together. You know, they've played last year, and, you know, we've played in world teams together, and they play the right pace, and they sort of buzz off each other, so they're a very good pairing and very strong.
And if Boys, Appleton, Melling and Peach joined up with a German or a Dutchman in a Mosconi Cup side, they would be an overwhelming favourite to win it.
Well, maybe one day, the way the English players are going, you never know. Maybe we could all try and sneak in the Mosconi Cup.
Extension.
I think he just landed the wrong side of this. He's got to play like a stun run through just to get on the other side of the 8 ball. He should be all right. He's played it well. Chris is a phenomenal cueist. You know, I've known him for 15 years. You know, he's the shot making. He plays all 3 cue sports. You know, tremendous. He's qualified for the snooker tour now. He's just, you know, he's a genius with the cue.
Yeah, I've seen Chris when he is on his A game, like when he won the China Open a couple years ago. That was breathtaking stuff.
Yeah, that was phenomenal performance in China.
And that is sending out a very stern message to the opposition. We are here and we're here to win. They won that first rack in very impressive fashion indeed.
There you see the 9 ball. Curious, Carl, you know, sometimes you in pool when you come through a tough match like that and you're supposed to lose it. I mean, you guys obviously were only supposed to lose it right at the end, and then by some miracle you win it. Does that help you going into the next round, because now you figure, well, it's all free, it's freewheeling time, we can just enjoy ourselves?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was freewheeling, but what usually happens is you know, it was the first round. Me and Darren knew we had a tough. You managed to get a win like that on the hill, and it sort of relaxes you for the rest of the tournament. And obviously you get used to the table, used to the crowd, you know, the lighting, everything, because, you know, it is hard out there, certainly playing a shot each. So I would imagine we'll be more relaxed. We've practiced for 4 or 5 hours today, so we're very upbeat and we're still happy to be in the event.
So Melling, the magician, pots the 9 ball at the end of rack 1, getting us underway in rack 2. It's the Dazzler.
Yeah, he's another one who's got a very good cut break, which is important. They both break very well, so I wouldn't be surprised if they run 3 or 4 racks here. Just a touch low. You could see where the cue ball come off the edge of the 1. Usually you're trying to get it directly in line with the 1 ball onto the side rail, but just come a bit low there. There you see it.
Well, in case you don't know, the 9 is being marked on the spot, and obviously only the 1 and the 9 are in set positions. All the other balls are in random order.
Tricky layout here as well. He's going to have to play the 1 ball and then play a plant 2 to 5. The 4's in a tricky situation, so it's not an easy finish this. Let's see how they go on with this.
Raj admitted in that pre-match interview that he hasn't played much 9 ball in the last year. Chris and Daryl have been playing a lot of pool.
Yeah, I think Raj, he's had his first child. He's had a little boy, so he decided to take a year out. But he's another one, I've known him for 7, 8 years, and he's very, very talented player, very dangerous on the table.
And and nobody loves a stage more than Raj Hundal.
Yeah, he loves it out there. He buzzes off this. This is his arena. Tricky shot now. He's got to judge the pace. Well, he's not really had many shots, obviously, so this is a tricky shot. This could go very, very wrong. Needs to run on a bit. It's a little bit short. Might just be alright if he can bump the 6 or miss the 6. Left a thin one now. He's going to have to kill the cue ball here. I think the 7 passes the 8. It's a little tester, this for Amir. Another good player, lives in America. Very talented player. Good friends with Raj Hundal.
Extension.
Amar Kang behind the back.
It's trick shot time.
No.
Well, surely on a shot like that, your alignment is got to be all over the place if you have that technique. It was very tough.
Yeah, I think with the English players, because of like, you know, we've all watched the snooker on the TV or we've played it, you know, we are probably the best with the rest, but the American players and sort of the Europeans, they don't seem very good with the rest.
They hate it.
Extension.
Well, at least he's got cover on the 6, and that's why England very wisely have taken their extension. It's a 30-second shot clock in operation in this tournament, but one extension is allowed per rack, and I think this is the ideal time for the English to take it.
Yeah, he's got to kick this side rail, but it's a bit difficult where the 8 is. I'm not sure if the 7 goes in the side, so if he can flick the bottom cushion at the same time, like this. No, it's a great shot, very good shot.
Wow, delicate and finesse all in one.
He's just looking now, see if it goes in the middle. It must be tight, this. I don't think it goes in the middle, Ted.
So we'll have to bring this down table.
It did go in the middle. It's a good shot as well. That'll settle the early nerves, that one.
Yeah, we've noticed a lot that you have to be on the table sometimes to actually see for sure.
Am I allowed to say that was a peach of a shot?
Yeah,
We'll give you that one.
But that's you're only allowed once, okay?
Rationing in operation.
So Team England B taking advantage of the mist. Amar Kang chooses not to go with the rest of the bridge, and he has to go behind the back. He misses the 6, and that leads to the rack for England B.
Yeah, it's a great start. 2-0. That'll settle all the nerves for England B there.
When he was down on the shot, the 6, it just didn't look as though he was going to make this. Behind the back, all very well on straightforward shots. That was anything but straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do see them fall in because obviously everything's brand new. The rails are soft. It's very hot out there, but that one just hung up.
It's been a busy week for Chris Melling. It started up in Barnsley, near where he lives. He played in the International Championship qualifiers, snooker, and he won his match to go to Chengdu in late October, beat Belgium's Luca Brissell, 6-5.
Yeah, he's played his snooker, he's won, but he'll be all right. He's had his customary KFC today, so he'll be in good shape.
One ball down in the side, and the 7 is down. Looks like a shot on the 2 available.
Had a good break there.
Joe Johnson, the 1986 World Snooker Champion, knows Chris very well, and he speaks very highly of him. He says he's very skilled indeed. Now, if you get the seal of approval from Joe, you're doing okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody who's watched Chris over the years, you know, we all know he's a phenomenal cueist. Might have left a gap here.
Yes, they have.
Ooh, just can't see it. He's going to have a swerve it or go airborne. I think swerve's probably the shot. Try and get up for the 3. Maybe jump shot.
Yep, Raj is going for the jump cue.
Oh, it's a great shot. Fantastic jump shot there from Raj.
It's a fantastic shot to have in the armoury.
Yeah, I mean, this is not as easy as it looks. There's a bit of distance in between balls. So he's got to cue this one nicely. It's just run on a little bit. And the 4's tied up with a 9. So they've got a bit of work to do here. And it's not easy when you're 2-0 down as well.
In a race to 7, things can get out of control in a hurry. So it's early days, but it's a must-win rack for Team India.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be going 3-4-0 down in this format. You know, it's hard enough out there as it is without, you know, getting that kind of lead down. He's tried to use the 6 ball as a blocker. I think he's played it well. It's a good shot, man. Very good shot.
England have never won the World Cup of Pool. Surprisingly, in many respects, the closest they got was when Darrell Peach and Mark Gray reached the final, losing to the Americans.
Yeah, I think that was in the Philippines as well.
Extension.
I think other than that, our best, you know, results been quarter-finals. Obviously, we both got to the quarter-finals last year, but hopefully this year we can, you know, certainly get to the final, if not win it, one of our teams.
Yeah, man, a lot of pressure on you guys. Got to perform. Come on.
Cheers, Ted.
Yes, England made the final in 2008, 6 years back now, and they lost to Rodney Morris and Shane Van Boening.
He's going to leave that on. But the question is, the 4 ball. Can they bust that up, Carl?
Yeah, he's got a slight angle. He's going to have to force it over, but maybe he'll just pot it, and, you know, there's an easy save behind the 5 ball. It's I think, pot this and play a really good safety shot. But he might fire into him. It's one of them. It's each their own. It's how you're feeling. Yeah, here we go. Oh, they've got a shot. That's worked out well, that. It's very nice.
Nicely played, and just got to negotiate these last 3 balls and finally get on the board. Boy, India decidedly less dramatic entrance this year than they had last year. That was really quiet entrance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year it was in Raj's hometown, and I remember the entrance last year. I was actually stood at the top of the arena, and my hairs were just stood up and goosebumps. It was a phenomenal entrance last year.
But I suppose less support, less pressure.
That's a fair call.
And India break their duck. England still in front, but that was a vitally important rack for India to win. England B lead by 2 racks to 1. Yes, as Ted said, the afternoon contests were all runaways. You get the feeling this one will be more keenly contested.
There's the 1 in the side. He's got the 3 ball down. 2's open. Fancy a bank shot.
Yeah, he might try and cut this up the rail into the top left pocket, to be honest. He's got an easy safety. He's gone for it, he's made it. It's a good shot there. Very nice shot.
Yes, and the way this works, the more he pots, the more confident he will become.
Amar's one of these players, he's kind of fearless. He loves this playing out here. I don't think he plays on this kind of environment that often with this bright lights, live television, but every time I've seen him play, he's pretty much fearless.
Yeah, and I think obviously he's playing with Raj, and Raj loves it out there, so he'll be feeding off him as well. So, you know, they both look like they love the big stage, which, you know, it helps out there.
Hundal is a former World Masters champion, and he captured that title in remarkable fashion with an extraordinary comeback from the brink of defeat against Rodney Morris. And the World Masters, as you know, Carl, is one of the premier invitational tournaments in the world, if not the very best.
Yeah, it's a tough tournament to win, and I know Raj won that tournament. He won that tournament before my time. I think I was still in nappies when he won that tournament.
A slight dig there. So Raj leaves an easy one for Amar, and this match will be tied.
Yeah, it's a good reply, that. From 2-0 down to 2-2. It's going on.
Yes, two things the Indians have got right now: momentum and the break in rack number 5.
Well, both teams are definitely loose now. So it's game on here. The first match of our evening session. And this is India's results starting back in 2006. Only getting to round 2. Last year was so exciting, and they very nearly made it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so a victory here would equal their best performance in this tournament. You get the feeling they've got the potential to maybe go a few steps more than that.
Yeah.
And as we keep saying, this format,
Racks each.
race to 7, is a real leveller.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how Amar's breaking now. Don't really watch much of him cup breaking, because the cup break's usually very European-esque as opposed to American. Oh, it's a nice break though. That is beautiful.
Oh yeah, the 1 ball down and 2 other balls down, the 3 and the 8, and a shot on the 2.
Yeah, he controlled the cue ball lovely there. You can just see it coming off. That is like the perfect break. That's exactly what you're trying to do there. A little near the cushion there, but it shouldn't cause too many problems.
Good chance to park England B in their chairs right now.
Yeah, it's a good reply, this.
What's it like sitting there when your opponent puts you in a chair in a winner's break match?
It's torture, Ted. That's all I can say. Absolute torture. You're just praying for everything to go your way.
Can you remember the lengthiest period you've spent in a chair?
That's a good question.
6, 7 racks, 8, maybe 10, whatever.
No, I would say 4 or 5, to be honest. You know, very few tournaments are winner breaks. It's a format that I love, to be honest, because I love the fact that you can get into your flow, you can relax, and you know, it's a good way to see your opponent try and reply. You know, so I am a fan of the winner break format, to be honest.
And this is a fantastic reply from India. 2-0 down. You thought, is this going to be one-sided? Far from it. 3 racks on the trot from the Indians, and they lead England B 3-2. Daryl Peach there, suffering from a stomach upset, we hear. Not very nice to be out in the spotlight when you're not feeling 100%.
No, he looks very focused, though. You can see him like just glaring at the table like a madman.
Bit like Earl, your buddy.
Oh yeah, we're best buds, me and Earl.
Well, I was going to ask you about that, because apart from being world champions, Daryl Peach is a former world 9-ball champion. You've won the 8-ball title. That's one thing you've got in common. The other is that you've both been involved in very combustible matches against Earl Strickland in the Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, but I beat him. Daryl didn't. Don't forget that one. No, I mean, obviously Earl Strickland's a legend. You know, he's a phenomenal player. You know, he's actually my favourite player, but you know, he's his own worst enemy.
Well, we saw that last night, and late in the match they were on a roll, and he just had a bit of a meltdown at the end, and he just gets down on himself. Hey, how about this break here?
Another
this
good break, Ted,
yeah.
like you said, very good. Awkward queuing though. This will, you know, you've just got to stay down on this shot. Yeah, he's just taking his time, and it's the right thing to do. It's a big shot.
30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack per team.
Cued it nicely. Very nice shot there.
Raj doesn't seem to be suffering from any cobwebs in the stroke.
No, I mean, he's had a year off, but, once he got the invite for this tournament, he'll have practiced hard. I'm sure Amir's come over early and they've put a lot of effort in. They're good friends. They're ready for this match. It's a bit of a grudge match as well, because obviously Raj, he's played in a lot of the tournaments of the UK, so, he'll want to get one over on the UK boys. Don't worry about that.
Well, that's what we like to see, the old grudge matches.
7 balls slightly hampered. Now, can he reach this? He can just get there.
Dead center in the pocket. And these guys are really in a groove right now.
Yeah, they've got the speed down to perfection, to be honest. From 2-0 down to looking like going 4-2. So it's a good performance, this.
He lives in the capital of the Golden State, California, Sacramento. And this is a golden run from Kang, and Hundal is a shock result in the offing.
Thank you, rack 7. India to break, leading by 4 racks to 2.
And India has the measure of this break, and this is the key. Obviously, probably the main factor in this event. If you can get this break, and Carl, talk us through what you were mentioning during the break about what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, from where he's hitting the 1 ball now, if you draw a line straight across the centre of the table, that is like perfect. That couldn't have worked out any better. You see what I mean? You can't guarantee where the balls are going, but if you can put the cue ball in the centre of the table every time, then you can see the whole table, so you've got more of an advantage.
Look at this. Well, the 2. Can he see it? I mean, obviously it's sitting in the jaws.
Yeah, I think if he can't see it, he could probably go rail first, which he's probably going to go rail first anyway because of where the 4 ball is. So it's a good chance. It's not a bad flick, that. Yeah, that's worked out all right.
And there is absolutely nothing that England B can do at the moment. These Indians, they have this break down pat.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the set. When you're breaking like this, it can happen.
And knowing Raj, you will be absolutely loving every minute of this.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a massive fan of the winner break format. He really likes to let his cue arm go. So like you say, he'll be loving this. But you've still got to concentrate, one slight blip.
Yeah, it happens in almost every tournament. One mistake in a match like this the whole momentum can change over to the other side. It's a funny game.
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit crazy to play this game, I think.
It's cruel.
Oh, commentate on it, Ted.
Yeah. Look at this. This rack took about a minute.
I mean, going back to the winner break format, when you sat there and this is happening against you, it's the worst feeling in the world. But when you're doing it, you think it's the best feeling in the world. So it's a slight contradiction, really.
Yeah.
It's a 5 spot for the Indians. Melling and Peach are inactive at the moment. 5-2 to India, and right now Raj Hundal tells us his favourite pool venue is Steinway Billiards in Queens, New York City. Well, after this, it might be the Mountbatten Centre.
3 break-and runs in a row, 4 racks in a row. And it all started with that jump on the 2. It was a terrific pot on a jump shot. And from there, they seemed to relax and get into the match. And here they are. They were down 2-0, up 5-2.
You're right there, Ted. It all started from that jump shot. And I remember Darrell, he played a safety shot, and it wasn't one of his best safety shots. He should have been tied up to the balls. He left a jump shot, and they run out. And obviously, they've been sat in the chair since.
Well, there's that break you were talking about. The one almost went down.
Yeah, I think it's dry though, Ted.
No, 2 balls?
Yeah, but I don't think the 4 balls passed.
Hang on, is that
They've made
legal?
3 balls, sorry.
Oh, wow.
no, it is illegal. No, it's not illegal. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's illegal. It is illegal.
I can't remember if the ball went up.
No, the 4 ball dropped short
Say
there, I
again?
think.
Well, we'll have to
No.
watch it again. 2 balls down, so that counts. And no, that
Just
is
replay the break a minute. Just check that.
the pink
Yeah.
4.
It's not legal. Yeah, illegal break.
Illegal break. Now, even if the rule is if that pink 4, any part of that ball is over the line, that would have been considered a legal break. You need 3 balls past the head string, and all potted balls count for 1 ball over the head string.
And they say it's a game of fractions, never more so than there.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there. You know, it weren't a bad break. The 1 ball, I think it hit the top knuckle of the middle, so that was a little bit unlucky. But you know, they've had a second prize really, because it's a thin cut. Oh, he's chopped it in. He's chopped it in nicely. Good shot.
We're always looking for potential turning points. I wonder whether that is going to be the turning point in this contest.
You know, they've been off the table a little while though. You know, these are certainly not over the pocket by any stretch.
So it'll be the blue 2 back out for the pink 4.
Yeah, he's just asking Darrell where he prefers it here. Prefers it on the high side.
So England B is put in a position right now of basically having to play error-free, because they make one mistake, they could find India on the hill, 1 away from victory. I don't know if anybody's up for the task, it's these 2. I think that you're right, Carl, that you know the bit of the rivalry here from the GB9 tour and the the England guys, and there's more going on here than just this match.
Yeah, this isn't just England v India. This is, you know, real rivalry. These guys play each other a lot, you know, in the singles events throughout the whole season. So you want to try and get one over on the next guy.
Well, a number of matches in the first round went all the way, all 13 racks played. And who would discount the possibility of this one going the distance as well? England getting a vital rack on the board, but the deficit is still 2. India looking good.
I think it's Darrell's break now. You know, it's a very big break this now. You've got to make sure you get a good contact here. Like I say, if you can get the cue ball in the middle of the table and you make the 3 points,
England to break, trailing by
you've got a
5
good
racks to
chance.
3.
There's a good crowd in tonight and all. I see it's packed out.
Fantastic. And they are loving this match. This is a entertaining match here for our first contest of our evening session. Well, he's got the pink 4 down. The 1 barely missed, and there's, as you say, Carl, the 1 ball got away. That did not go as planned.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I mean, he's lost the cue ball a little bit, but, you know, the main thing is to, you know, get your 3 points. But as you can see, if the cue ball was in the middle of the table, you can see where the 1 ball has landed. Like I was saying before, you'd have a good shot at the 1 ball.
So it increases your percentages
Correct,
of having
yeah.
an open shot.
Yeah. I fancy Chris to fire this banking, though. Oh, God, I thought he'd done 2 rails and made it.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
And what a pretty table now for the Indians to exploit.
Yeah, it's a good chance this to get on the hill.
Well, that's the kind of shot you'd expect Melling to take. He's not going to go safe when he has any kind of chance to go offense. He is a fearless player.
It's a big frame. This it's not as easy. It's not an easy run out this, because you've got to get from the 3 to the 5, then you've got to get back from the 5 to the 6.
I suppose you could say if any of the 4 players were susceptible to nerves, it might be Kang, given his playing career. But so far, holding up very well.
Yeah, you know, it's a great performance by India. This is the shot now. This is the big shot now in this match.
You'll see he's on the orange 5. He's got to come back down to where he's standing. There's the green 6 by his right arm. So a lot of work to do.
Yeah, this is a big shot, this right now. Oh, he's fired it in. Phenomenal shot there. It's landed a little bit close to the cushion, but it was a great shot, that was. Raj would have liked that off the cushion, maybe an inch or two. Now, you know, this can get a bit funky, this kind of shot. He's going to have to spin this through with loads of left-hand side. Oh, it didn't go clean, and there you see.
In that instance, it would have been better for him to hit the other jaw and get more angle. Hitting it thick like that, the death knell for position.
Yeah, you're right there, Phil. Look, it's gone off the bottom jaw, and you needed to go off the far jaw there to create more angle to get over for the 7. It's a bit of a let-off for England B there.
Extension.
Yeah.
I think he's going airborne.
Well, this could end up anywhere.
It's tense out there, Ted. You can see it. You can feel it.
What a huge moment in this match. 5-3 India leads with only 3 balls left on the table.
So make sure you get a good hit here. That's not bad. It's not bad. Bit of distance. Just got to stay down on this shot now. Just cue this one in, Darryl.
Absolutely right, Carl. 2 things examined here. Technique and nerve.
Yeah, it's a big shot, this. Just cue this one nicely. Stay down on the shot. Oh, it's nice. Very nice shot.
Boy, twists and turns on the road here. Boy, this is going to be fun on the way out.
Yeah, this is an exciting finish, this.
Peach and Melling clinging on. They've got the break in rack 10. At the moment, they're behind, but only 5-4. A cracking finish in prospect.
What a fantastic pool match this has been. England out 2-0. Then India got 5 in a row, playing brilliantly 5-2. And now England has clawed back with 2 of their own.
I think we've got a dry break here, though. Yeah, we have a dry break. Just going back to before, you know, we were talking about Raj having his year out. And when you're out in competition and you face them little tricky shots, you know, they seem like 100 times harder, and that's what it proved on the 6 ball.
Interesting. Let's keep that in mind as we get down to the stretch here.
He's broke the 3-9 out. I think he can just get through to the 2. It doesn't pop, but he'll be looking to play a good safety shot here now.
Shot clock winding down, but no extension taken. The decision has been made.
Yeah, he's gone for the. I think he's gone for a 2-way shot, but he's left it.
That is certainly on.
Yeah, we're just trying to miss the jaw, the middle there, and he'd have had him in a good hook. There you see it, just hits the top jaw. If it just misses that, it sneaks past the 7 and the 4 ball, and he'd have had him in a good snooker there. Nice little shot there from Darryl. prime position for Chris to get on the 4-ball up table.
A few minutes ago, they were in a massive hole, and all of a sudden, they're in control.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's an amazing game how it can just swing.
And we've talked about pressure, and back in 2007, Darryl Peach coped with the ultimate pressure when he won the World 9-Ball Championship in Manila, Philippines. For me, that was one of the top 10 all-time Q Sports achievements by a Brit.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I just started playing 9-ball then, and that World 9-ball was my first go.
Hey, you got semi-final there, didn't you?
Yeah, I lost to Gomez in the semi-final, so I witnessed Darryl winning, and the crowd there was unbelievable. You know, so he's no stranger to the big stage.
Doesn't he cue well, though, Chris Melling? He times the ball beautifully.
I mean, I was just thinking when he put it to 5 there, I mean, you just never fancy him to miss that kind of shot. It's always centre of the pocket. Oh, yeah, he's just got past the 7 there. He's played that well. You have a good view of the cue action, the big long paw back there with the right arm.
Oh, and I like their pace right now. Slowly putting a hold on this match.
Melling's got one of those cue actions that you always think, will he decelerate? But he never does.
No, it's we call it Rolls Royce.
5-5, a first round classic, the opening round of this tournament, finishing with a flourish.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes from him in the last 2 racks. And like you say, it's 5-5 now. You know, this is going to be a great finish. There's another story to be told here. You can just sense it.
Oh, yeah.
So what started out as the best of 13 racks is now effectively reduced to the best of 3. And we all know, in pool, that is a lottery. But with the break, you have to say, England B are favourites.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to make England slight favourites now, just with the chances. You know, they're sat there, they've played very well. You know, no mistakes if you like. And India, a couple of chances there, just let it slip a little bit to get on the hill.
What a match so far. The score line was 2-0 in favor of England. India wins 5 in a row to go up 5-2, and now it's 5-5. And as you say, Carl, you can just sort of sense that it's not going to be smooth sailing all the way for England here.
Now let's see how he breaks these now. See if we can get the cue ball in the middle of the table.
Well, that worked.
Yeah, he's got a shot here.
That worked really well.
It's a good break. It's a very good break there from Darryl.
Exactly what you were talking about, Carl. You know, bringing over that cue ball to the rail and bouncing back out and trying to get it in the middle. Of course, the 1 ball on the side, and look at that. Shot on the 2. Everything else out there.
Just wondering if he's got screwing this in. Yeah, I think he's done that because he couldn't follow it through because he was just flicking the 7 ball. It's a good chance to get on the hill now, this, to really ask the question. Ooh, it's a bit wide, it's fell though.
He was worried as the ball went towards the pocket. He wasn't sure whether it was going to drop or not, and so a sense of relief washes over Peach when it does.
Chris just wants to make sure he gets the right angle on the 5 here. He wants to leave his partner in the easiest position. Anything but straight is good. That's why they've got the extension there. He just wants to make sure. No little discussion there. It's not bad that. He's got angle. He can just run through off the top cushion now. He can reach it.
Lots of check side. Chris Melling said great shot, and the reason being he's well on the 6, although it could have been slightly better.
Yeah, I think he's worried about if he, puts a full screw back on this, he might go in the side, but I think he'll play a delayed screw and just go before the middle. Like that, and watch the spin now. He's left his partner a little tester here though, Ted. He'd like to have come up another foot there. This is not as easy as it looks. I'm sat right behind the table. He's left a little tester here.
It doesn't look easy. I don't think anybody, especially in this situation, 5-5, they've done all the work in this rack, so he doesn't make this.
Yeah, I think
this could be a gift.
I think he's going to swing this round. Play it confidently. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, yeah. Right in the heart of the pocket. I'm so impressed with England B. They didn't come up to the table and with it against another team when they were down 5-2. I mean, India was in the zone.
Yeah, they was in the zone, and I think it was 5-3 where India had that big chance. Raj missed the 6. He potted the 6 ball, but it didn't go in clean, and they snookered himself. And then Peachy knocked a good ball in, and this is what's happened since. It's been a great performance.
Well, it all started with at 5-2 with that illegal break. And we often talk about the game of 9 ball being a game of millimeters. I mean, one more turn of the ball and India's still shooting.
Yeah, that's right, Ted, yeah.
And instead, it was England B up at the table. And here they are about to go up by 1.
We're at sea level here in Portsmouth, but now England B on the hill. 6-5 ahead, 4 racks on the trot. They want to make it 5 and go through to the last 16. They'll be feeling satisfied right now, but they know the job is far from done. India wondering whether they will get another shot.
Yeah, Daryl and Chris are having a little chat now. They weren't speaking before when it wasn't going their way, but they've put in a great performance these last 3 or 4 frames.
Kudos to them, because you really have to just sit there and as you say, Carl, it can be torture, and you could just as easily get so negative and go, oh, this is it. We're not going to do anything this year. But they stayed calm and they came out of their seats with a positive attitude.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're experienced players. They both win big world ranking events in pool. European tours, represented Europe in the Mosconi Cup. So, you can't be sat there sort of moaning and whinging, because we know what pool's like. This is the game. A big part of the game is being sat there, being patient, and when you get your chance, you've still got to do the business, and they are doing the business.
Chris Melling now.
See, he's lost the cue ball a little bit there, and this is what happens, you see. You come up dry, because the cue ball went down low near the pocket. So we have a dry break, but they've no shot, but I suspect Indian team to put them back in.
No, it's legal. It's okay.
Yes, 3 balls went over the head string.
3 went past.
The 1, the 2 and the 8, so that's not a problem, but it is dry.
Yeah, that's my mistake, sorry. Thinking it was illegal there. Silly me.
No balls down.
Yeah, it's a bit of a messy table, this now.
Push out.
Give us your thought process, Carl, on push-outs.
Well, I mean, obviously you don't want to be pushing out, leaving your opponent an easy shot, but sometimes there's a lot of mind games. You know, some players push out into a jump shot, but you know, when you're playing all year round on the tour, some of the guys, you know, like Niels, Daryl, very good with a jump cue. You know, so when you play them type of players, you think to yourself, oh, shall I push out to this jump shot? But then you see Niels sat there with his jump cue, you know, desperate to come out, and you think, don't really want to be pushing out into a jump shot against Niels. So, you know, over the years, when you've played all these guys, experience comes into it. And I know Chris, he likes pushing out into a crazy long pot where you've got to spin it off 3 rails, and so there's a lot of mind games in the push out.
Where's the positional reward here?
Well, I think he might play safe. Well, maybe he's going for it. Yeah, he's played safe. I think if it was Chris shooting, Chris is firing a long shot in there because, you know, he loves that type of shot.
He loves that shot.
He's desperate for that shot, Ted. Didn't quite get the cue ball where he wanted there. He wanted to come in behind the cluster of 3 there, the 9, the 2, and the 3 ball. It's a nice pot. Very nice shot there. The cue ball's just running in a little awkward position though. It was a nice shot though. And it doesn't pass the 3 ball.
Well, it's a grand way to start the evening, I know that much.
Yeah, it's a great match this, the first one.
Extension.
And you've got the legend Earl Strickland coming up later. More fireworks. Yeah, this is a tricky position now. This, I think he's having a go at this in the middle pocket, Ted.
Oh, fraught with danger.
Wow!
He gets it.
What a shot that is! That is a brilliant shot. Shot of the tournament right there.
With position on the 3. Look at that.
Oh,
it's
wow.
just a threading a needle. Considering the moment, they're down 6-5. Any mistake could have been fatal.
Yeah, you're right there, Ted. It was a great 1 ball from Raj, and that 2 ball, shot of the tournament for me there. I'm just wondering if the 5 ball goes in the middle though. If it doesn't, he just wants to pull this back a little bit so he can fire it up the rail. That tells me he's got to shoot this up the rail. I mean, 9 ball players, you know, we don't really like using the middle pocket because obviously, you know, if you play up the rail, you can cheat the pocket a little bit. Heart of the pocket there, Ted.
He didn't need to cheat anything.
No, this is a great reply. This, what a match this has been.
India now just 3 pots away from forcing what would be the 4th deciding rack finish in round 1.
Yeah, it certainly looks like we've got another Hill England A sweated Hill match, and it looks like England B are going to go through the same.
This is a monumental reply from Team India.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal out, that was. The 2 ball was a great shot, and they have it.
Just when they needed it most. They were on their last leg. They had 1 foot in the grave and the other in a banana peel, and then this comes the 2 ball from Amar Kang. As Carl says, could be the shot of the tournament. That will certainly make the highlight reel. 6 all, 1 more rack, sudden death. The winner moves on to round 2. The loser is out.
Right, guys, who are we going for? Give us your pick.
Oh, I'm not going to say.
England B, England B. They'll find a way.
I mean, Amar's been breaking good, and like you said before, at 5-2, you know, just another roll on the ball, it'd have been a legal break. So I expect another good break here. It's just, you know, where the balls land. The main thing is you just get a good solid break. You know, it's Hill. You don't want to lose the cue ball. You don't want to scratch. It's just try and give it a good solid break. There you go, a little bit low, as we spoke about. Oh, this could be dry.
No,
Illegal break, control
It is,
pass.
it's illegal.
That is just cruel. Ball in, but an illegal break because the requisite 3 balls didn't cross the head string. And what's more, 1, 2, 3 in the open. England B. What an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we can say it's cruel, but the cue ball went very thin off the one and went low. And I've seen it time and time again where the balls just don't split good. But when you get it across, you know, so you could argue that it was a bad break. It was obviously a lot of tension, feeling a little bit, and he's come low, and that's what usually happens. So there's definitely a key to the break shot.
Did he hit it too hard? Maybe too much adrenaline?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think that, like you say, Ted, I think his shoulder's gone over it because of the adrenaline. He knows how important it is to get that break. The players know we've got to get that cut break, you know, directly off the side, what we spoke about. And like you said, just adrenaline. He's thrown his shoulder over it, hit it a bit thin, and if you know, dry break. Just got to make sure he gets on the 3 ball now, because the 5 ball goes in the corner, so you've got to make sure you get the right angle here.
The reward for the winners, a match against the People's Republic of China. They're not thinking about that now, though. They're thinking about how on earth to get over the line.
Yeah, you heard Chris say perfect there. He's happy with that. Just one good shot now. Make sure you get on this 5 ball. This is the big shot now. Yeah, that looks good.
What a starter match this is for the evening. We've got the defending champions up next, the Philippines, and then the USA versus Russia.
Just got to play a little stun run through now, just to, you know, slide past the 8 ball. You don't really want to roll this shot, you know. We play this shot like a stun run through. It means you can hit it firm and the cue ball will just run through. And that's why he's just taking a little bit of time on this. There you see, hit it hard, cue ball just runs through. Played that well.
Because when you're under real pressure, and make no mistake, this is big pressure indeed, the more you have to apply delicacy, the more difficult it is.
Yeah, for sure, you're right there, Phil. Just having the cue ball clean
An
now.
extension, please.
And there's Michaela cleaning the cue ball, lovely.
Hey, cleaning the cue ball, Carl. You know about that, don't you?
Oh, don't start, Ted. I've got a lot of enemies out there, pal.
India must think their fate is pretty much sealed.
No, he's just talking to Chris there, but I think this is one of them situations where you should play the shot you're comfortable with, because he's just wondering whether to screw back or top it through off 2 rails and play the 8 in the other pocket. He's just going to pull it back. Oh, there you see, he's just let that one go a little bit. That's what you were thinking. I think the shot there were to top it through, you know, because you're coming into a wide angle there. On this table, when you screw it back, it's so easy just to get that bit too much on it.
And you used the word before as well, Carl, adrenaline.
Yeah, that's what's happened. I think the shot there was to probably top it through, because you've got such a big margin for error. But to be honest, if there's one man in the whole tournament what you want to pull out a shot like this, it's Chris Melling. And there you go. Let me hear that, Chris. But this is a long 9 for the match, this, because you should be a lot closer.
Collectively, it's not been a good tournament so far for the Asian contingent, and it's just about to get worse.
No extension.
No extension. He's got plenty of time though, Ted. Just stay down on this shot. Just cue it. Yep, it's there. It's a great win there for England B.
Well, that was absolutely thrilling stuff, wasn't it? The momentum went one way, then the next. In the end, England B, as I said at the start of the decider, found a way.
A fantastic result in the end. England, that's how you spell relief. Seeing that final 9-ball go in a match that went back and forth like a seesaw. The boys, very happy to have you joining me here. Chris, I'll tell you what, it was an unbelievable match. You have to be delighted when Daryl knocked in that final 9.
Yeah, it was a little awkward, obviously, at the end on the 8-ball. I thought I was going to slide off the 9 and go in the middle pocket. So I've always said to people whenever they've asked me what to do under pressure, I thought, just stay still, keep your basics right, don't jump up, push the cue through straight, and just make sure you have a shot at the 9-ball. Any kind of shot, at least you've got a chance to win. Obviously, Daryl potted a great 9-ball at the end.
Daryl, apart from when you won the World 9-ball Championship, have you ever felt pressure like that?
Not really, mate, no. It was, I think that's why I overran the 7 in the last rack when I drew it back. I was wanting to leave Chris more straighter, obviously. And like he says, he had to take me further away from the 9 than we wanted. But exactly like he said before, just keep your head still, keep down and shove the cue in a straight line.
And you took a little extra time over that 9 too. You knew how important that was.
Oh yeah, if I miss it, we've lost. So, you know, I just focused on my technique and just made sure it goes in the hole.
And Chris, when you trailed 5-2, you stayed very positive in your chair. You just felt like you needed a chance, and when it came, you were going to be equal to it.
Yeah, I mean, alternate breaks, you're basically out of the match against somebody like India. I mean, Raj and Amir, they played unbelievable, to be fair, and they really didn't deserve to be a loser in the match. But like I said on commentary last night, you've just got to bear down, hope you get one chance. If you get that one chance, take it. And luckily we took our chance and came out on the right side of things.
Well, gentlemen, through to the last 16, you played as well as anyone could have possibly have hoped. Congratulations, and we'll see you in the next round.